So I wanted to share with y'all a scam that happened to me recently. So a couple days ago, someone emailed me, which is weird. I've never gotten an inquiry over email before because I really don't share my email a whole ton. So he texted and he said, "Oh, like, what are your rates for a family reunion? Da 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 da." We're going back and forth, and then just subtly, I was just starting to get some red flags. So then I mentioned, my rate. And he said, "Oh, I'm very interested in that. He said, I'm very satisfied with the price." And I was like, "Okay." And he said, "I'd like to pay the full thing up front." And that's when I got a big red flag because, I mean, that's fine if you want to do that. I typically recommend, a deposit. Have people pay a deposit, but he wanted to pay the whole thing up front. And I was like, okay, weird. I was like, okay, well, I have Venmo, Cash App. I have like my, ways of doing things. And then I also have cash as well. If he wanted to meet up, which I know sounds weird, but we live in a smaller town and some clients just prefer that. So we started going back and forth, and he was like, "Oh, well, the bank closed down my Venmo and Cash App. I'm not able to pay through any of those means. I can only do a mobile check." I was like, because I've heard of a scam before that was similar to that. So I was like, And so I really just wanted to test the guy. So I was like, "Oh, I mean, how about we just do cash?" So he's basically like, "Oh, I'm on a really tight work schedule right now. I can only do mobile check, but I promise it works great. Just send me your banking information and stuff." And I was like, And so I'm trying to remain professional because I'm like 90% sure that this is a scam, but just in case it's not, I like to be sensitive, because some clients are just interesting people. But anyways, so I'm trying to be sensitive. I'm like, "Okay, well, where are you located?" I don't have a high intense schedule right now, so I could meet you wherever is most convenient, and you could just pay the whole thing in cash. If that's really what you want to do. Again, there's no pressure to pay the full amount right now, so it's just an odd situation. And I believe that's kind of where we left off, is just me asking, "Oh, where are you located?" And just very much insinuating I'm not going to be doing the whole mobile check, because this is how they get you, right? So this is stage one of the scam. They contact you for a service, then they send you too much money. So my rate was $650 or somewhere around there for a 3-hour family reunion session, right? And so, oh no, he sent $1,000. And so the scam is for me to send him like the 350, I think I'm doing the math right, back to him, and then for the original check to bounce. So that's the scam that we got to be looking out for. Can you go away? So yeah, photographers anywhere, just be careful. Yeah, there's some very not nice people out there, and they put you in a hard spot because you're not trying to be unprofessional with them. And so they're just like, "Oh, no, just do this." And a lot of the stuff he was saying, there were red flags in it, but it also felt legitimate too. Like, he provided an address in Woodbine. You can see in the screenshots, there was just a lot of stuff that I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is, but I just had that feeling. And then it was just weird how he kept going back to the money. So there was just like a lot of little red flags. Also, we looked up the address and it was just a dirt road, so that was kind of scary. But yeah, and also another red flag was he said, "Oh, are you available the 13th or the 14th?" And I'm like, if it's a family reunion, typically it's like a 1 day, I would think. So you typically don't schedule a family reunion around the photographer's availability, especially if it's that soon. Here's what I would have sent him otherwise, had our conversation continued. But yeah, definitely a bummer because it would have been nice, but I would rather, say no and be like, "Oh, I'll meet up for cash instead," than risk, my money and stuff. So just watch out.